Live. Good morning, crypto warriors, and welcome back to the Gym of the Crypto, episode 1058. Today is Wednesday, January 25th, 2023, and I'm King.
And I'm Bitcoin Zay, here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community, Monday through Friday at 10-ish.
And today's top story is Genesis sues Roger Ver for $20 million over unsettled crypto option trades. Breaking BlockFi uncensored financials reportedly shows $1.2 billion of FTX exposure. New Celsius token may be used to repay creditors is being reported. And Arizona lawmakers seek to make crypto a tax-exempt property. But first and foremost, what's going on with those prices?
Oh, yeah. So looking at our prices for today, Bitcoin's at $22,453, down 1.7%. Ethereum at $1,538 is down 4.6%. Binance Coin at $2.99 is down 4.7% today. XRP sitting at 40 cents, down 3.8% today. Cardano, aka Charles Coin, is at 35 cents, down 5% for the day. Dogecoin sitting at 8 cents is down 5.3% on the last 24 hours. And rounding out the top 10 is Solana at $23, down 4.6%. And it's been going back and forth between Solana and Polygon for that number 10 spot. And some of the trending coins include Threshold, Grove Coin. I wonder if that has anything to do with Grove Street, and Safe Zone. And some of the recently added coins, Paybit, Hilo, and Base Jumper. So some good old dumpster dive coins for you all to get in there that have 1 trillion tokens for you to buy. So go ahead and get those if you're a DJ and trying to dumpster dive.
There it is. There it is. And really quick shout outs. What's going on? Kadeem K, Tech, Antonio, Junior Maley, Les Square, Fanteezy, Wisdom Bars, S1 Dubs, Earl, Malcolm. Good morning. Good morning. Chloe Dior, Mr. Lemus, Crypto Vixen. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the show. Let's get into it. Bitcoin Zay and I say we're going to work on keeping the morning shows to 30 minutes because we got so many things going on right now. Want to make sure we keep this condensed and give you the proper information. And with that being said, Genesis is suing Roger Ver for $20 million over unsettled crypto option trades. And if we know Roger Ver, he's probably thinking to himself,
everyone, listen up. You didn't lose your money. Now, you have your... Technically, you kind of lost your money.
Hey, listen, Genesis, how y'all going to sue somebody when y'all getting sued? Isn't Genesis, who's owned by DCG Digital Currency Group, getting sued by the Winklevoss twins in excess of $900 million for their earn program that they partner with? So for them to be simultaneously owing someone $900 million and I think 1.6 billion total, for them to be like, well, let's make sure we get this 20 back over here. Priorities, folks. And to me, for them to come out publicly and go after Roger Ver and try to recover some of their money, it looks like that the writing is actually on the wall. Now, we do know Genesis is closing its doors for good, but Roger Ver, this is commonly. Who is this? Ezra. Ooh. 2 days straight, Ezra.
2 days straight, Ezra.
Ezra. I should not be remembering you guys' name right here. All right. 2 days straight, Ezra. Roger Ver used to be known as Bitcoin Jesus pre-2017, before the Bitcoin Civil War. When he forked Bitcoin to Bitcoin Cash, the Bitcoin Jesus moniker dropped. Everyone in the community knows that. So, yes, he was known as Bitcoin Jesus. He has not been known since Bitcoin Jesus since 2017. So, I don't know why he put commonly known. But Roger Ver has 20 days to answer the summons from Genesis Unit GGC International before being required to pay by default. Isn't that hilarious? They owe a bunch of people money, but they're going to try to make him pay by default. Again, this is Bitcoin Cash advocate Roger Ver is being sued by a unit of crypto lending firm Genesis over unsettled crypto options amounting to $20.8 million. GGC International, a part of the bankrupt crypto lender, filed the suit against Ver in the New York State Supreme Court, none other than New York, of course, on January 23rd, claiming that the Bitcoin Cash proponent has failed to settle crypto options transactions that expired back on December 30th. Wow, you over here pressing my guy over 21 million in over 3 weeks, 4 weeks?
No,
come on, bro. Y'all owe somebody 900 million over the past year, and y'all about to press somebody over 20. Now, and when I say somebody, it's because I'm not just talking about the average person. If he has to settle 21 million in crypto options, how much money was he playing? Roger Ver quite possibly is a very high multi-hundred millionaire in this crypto space, if not a billionaire. So for Genesis to be so, and again, people, we're objective over here. I'm no big fan of Roger Ver after the Bitcoin Cash split and everything as well. But to be publicly outing this guy and calling him out for 21 million for three weeks ago, it wasn't like it's been 6 months like you all, right? It's been 3 weeks. So Ver has now been given a total of 20 days to answer these summons. Should the Bitcoin Cash advocate fail to answer within that time frame, he would be obliged to pay the total amount by default. At the time of the writing, the Bcash proponent has not responded to the case. If I was Roger Ver, just to spite you all, if I were to pay, I wouldn't even do it to the end of the year, and I would wrap y'all up in so much legal shit. You want to charge me? If you want to come after me and you owe all these other people, then I'm gonna make you earn that. I'm gonna make you spend a couple $1 million to get that 21 back, just to be funny. Since you don't want to do this publicly to me, that's me if I'm Roger Ver. But again, the Genesis website states that GGC International is a company based in the British Virgin Islands, owned by Genesis Bermuda Holdco Limited under Genesis. So it's a bunch of fucking different shell companies and company names that owns another company, but it's all the same person. And it looks like last year, Ver also made headlines for allegations of defaulting on a debt. CoinFlex CEO Mark Lamb claimed that Ver owns the firm $47 million in USD coin and was bound by a written contract. Ver denied those claims while directing the company. One thing I will say is, and again, this is Roger Ver, who was infamously quoted as saying something along the lines of, this isn't illegal, or market manipulation in this space isn't illegal because there isn't regulation, essentially. So I'm not saying he's above it, and let's not get it twisted. It could actually be his game to just literally rob these smaller companies or these companies who are new to the space, where he's clearly, to me, it looks like he's just going on these platforms with a lot of money, let's say 5 or 10 million. He's leveraging and over leveraging, and if he wins, he walks away, and if he loses, he's like, good luck getting it back from me, guys. So that might be what's happening here. I'm not quite sure, but again, this is the second CEO that's called him out, or second company that's called him out for something similar. But regardless, Roger Ver is a slippery guy. He's very smart. He was one of the first, if not the first, business investors in this space. So yes, if you're a new company, you've already seen the way he moves, and you're doing business with him. I mean, it's like doing business with Baby from Cash Money. All right, I think he's a great businessman. I mean, he's done great stuff. He's one of the, has one of the best record companies out there ever, or labels, whatever you call them. But at the end of the day, you heard the story. So it's like, if you go in there blind and it doesn't come out how you expect it, like, I don't know whose fault is that. What are your thoughts on this story?
Well, the funny thing is, Roger Ver, stop calling him Bitcoin Jesus. Shit, I'm closer to Bitcoin Jesus than Roger Ver. I'm actually black, and I'm actually out here teaching the people.
Hilarious.
But yeah, so that's the first thing. Second thing is, he must have woke up like 50 Cent. Like, we woke up, was like, why you putting me in this? Because if you owe somebody 900 million, and then the first thing they do is say, hey, we need your 20 million so that we can pay this back. That seems to be pretty funny. To bring in Roger Ver off of this. And then the third thing is Roger Ver not paying or having to pay this money back. The main thing I see from Genesis is that they're going to sue a few people who have these higher amount accounts just to try and get that money back or scrape it back in some way. But you're right. If I was Roger Ver, I put them through so much litigation. I would keep continuing the case. I would make my lawyer keep pushing. I was like, y'all not getting this money for another year, 2 years. So and then if this is true, that he owes them 20 million, he owes CoinFlex 47 million, and they still haven't came back to get it. Roger Ver might be one of the biggest gangsters in the industry, man. I mean, people may not like it, but he basically came on live TV and said, like you just said, yeah, well, it's not watch trading, it's not insider trading, or it is insider trading, but hey, it's crypto. What you gonna do about it? And nothing was done. Coinbase, nothing happened to them. Nothing happened to Roger Ver. So, I mean, at this point, Genesis is either going to be searching for this money for a long time, and it's going to be a nothing burger, or Roger Ver will go ahead and pay it back because he is so rich, he probably just wants it to go away. So, because he has to be a billionaire at this point. He was almost a billionaire before the Civil War. So at this point, I mean, he's pretty much probably there.
Unless the only way I think he would be down about 300 to 400 million is if he did pump Bcash initially, and a lot of his money was in that, and he got caught holding that bag. That would be the only way it wouldn't be what we kind of expected to be right now.
Yeah, but he owns like, or he's invested in like 20 companies.
Oh, that is true.
He has like blockchain.com. That's true. He had like a bunch of early companies. He had Bcash. He's part owner of the miners with Jahan Wu. Like he's invested in so many things, he pretty much can't lose at this point. So I don't think 20 million is gonna hurt his pockets too much.
Hey, Reno Gamble said, Ezra, at least hit the like button. Yeah, we know you're here, brother. Hey, listen, this is pretty funny. We had to bring this up again because whenever we hear these companies get to pointing fingers like this, I mean, again, you've all seen the clip, but it has Nino Brown and New Jack City written all over it again. So an effort to get this copyright strike. Let's go ahead and check that out and reminiscing again. Then again, today, Nino Brown is Genesis. This is Genesis subsidiary collections company right here talking.
Yes, I was a member.
Yeah, I owe people. But yes, I owe people money.
Forced into this way of life.
But I'm not the only people that owe people money.
Hey, look,
I was forced.
I've been dealing drugs ever since I was 12 years old.
Look, we've been in this crypto game for about 10 years, 12 years now, okay?
See, I didn't have the chances that you have, Miss Hawkins.
See, we didn't have traditional banking licenses, New York.
I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth, Miss Hawkins.
I didn't have a compliance department, New York.
I wanted to get out.
Yeah, I want to make a little money.
They threatened to kill my mother.
But they threatened to stick the SEC on me and not pay me back my default loans.
Talking about Mr. Brown? What they?
Roger Ver, right there.
They.
Look at it. Kareem Akbar.
Roger Ver.
Roger Ver, right
That's
there.
right, the educated brother from the bank.
Educated brother
He's the
from the
real
bank.
head of the CMB, the brains behind the whole thing. I told you, this thing is bigger than
Hey,
Nino Brown.
this thing is bigger than Genesis Minor, okay? It's a bunch of people who owe money. You think we just owe $900 million on our own? No. No, it's a bunch of people who owe money, and I'm about to call them out. All right, Roger Ver is the first one.
There's a bunch of them, yeah. We got Celsius, we got Voyager, we got 3 Years Capital, we got Luna. There's a bunch of old money. This is bigger than Genesis. Nino Brown.
Man, this is bigger than Nino Brown. Hey, tomorrow Ezra gonna be like, listen, this is bigger than. Hey, Ezra, tomorrow if you say this is bigger than Genesis Minor, oh man, you're gonna have me pissed off. All right.
Oh yeah. Who is the Cointelegraph representative that is watching us? If it's not Ezra, it's got to be a couple of them.
We just want to know. Just give us a like and share, man. Shout us out. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Breaking. BlockFi is in the news. BlockFi Uncensored Financials reportedly shows $1.2 billion in FTX exposure. Bitcoin said, before you give us a rundown of the story, my first question is, how this kind of reminds me of the Boston Richie, the new rapper who has like an hour confession with the feds, a first 48 episode. I was like, why did you start rapping after you did this, brother? You didn't think this was gonna come out? This is the same thing. BlockFi, you went bankrupt. You're filing for bankruptcy. Did you not think the records were going to come out that you have been exposed to FTX as well, which you should not have as a lending company? Like, this is crazy to me. So I guess my question is, do they really think they can keep this a secret? What's going on with the story?
Oh yeah, well, it is a funny, like you said, Boston Richie. He went for an hour straight without an Italian beef or a Pepsi. He didn't even need a cigarette, nothing. He just went straight through. But the documents previously censored financial information relating to FTX and Alameda Research, but uncensored copies were released by mistake. Mistake, you say? And bankrupt crypto lending firm BlockFi has reportedly uploaded uncensored financials by mistake, revealing $1.2 billion in assets tied up with bankrupt exchange FTX and irrelated trading firm Alameda Research. So as of January 14th, BlockFi had $416 million worth of assets linked to FTX and a whopping $831.3 million in loans to Alameda. Jesus Christ. Hey. So FTX really took y'all out.
Wait. Let's give SBF a hand clap. People, this is what bank robbery looks in modern times. Y'all let a 28-year-old polygamist pimp out Mr. Wonderful, pimp out the SEC, pimp out BlockFi, like literally had everybody paying him money.
Ridiculous. He had athletes doing his commercials.
Oh my goodness.
Politicians taking his money. Again, y'all let a 28-year-old soy boy in there smashing a Muppet with dirty feet take.
I knew you were going to say something about some feet.
Billions of y'all dollars. I mean, I would never get over that. But it was funny how it got leaked. The previously censored financials were leaked as part of a presentation put together by M3 Partners, which is an advisor to the creditor committee, and has reportedly admitted the filing was uploaded in error. man, I know when I put presentations together, I don't just accidentally show $1.2 billion in assets that wasn't supposed to be shown. But again, here we are. Again, just two regular guys who don't mess up on simple stuff. But you got M3 Partners, which I'm sure is probably $1 billion company, messing it up on their end. So the November 24th declaration relates to the creditor committee's objection that BlockFi is seeking to pay key employees $12.3 million in retention payments despite their limited operations and assets, which we just talked about yesterday. The people that work there that are getting their bonuses, they're gonna still get that bonus. That's not going away at all. But as far as BlockFi itself, over 1.2 billion came up that nobody knew about. So this is actually worse than we already thought. They already have filed for bankruptcy. They're already pretty much stuck with their creditors. They don't know what to do because they basically at this point they owe so much money. They just have to shut down operations. So this is hilarious to see that they accidentally told on themselves. I mean, how you accidentally snitching yourself? Come on, man. And this is following their Chapter 11 bankruptcy on November 28th. And of course, citing the collapse of FTX as the cause of the financial trouble. So again, everybody is basically pointing the finger at each other. Everybody is Nino Brown right now, pointing out the educated. This is the educated light-skinned brother from the bank. Everybody is snitching on everybody.
All right, hold on. Tinfoil hat. I got an official tinfoil hat. Here it is. All right, tinfoil hat. We're watching the episode Billions right now. This is the death blow. Are y'all trying to restructure or come back as a different company? Your employees trying to get money so y'all can still survive? No, use a competitor to the company. Hey, M3. Yeah. Go ahead. Mm-hmm. Hey, extra 10 million. Go ahead and release it. Appreciate that, big dog. Hey, what's it? This is an inside job. It's either an inside job from a competitor company or it's just a job from M3, one of their employees who like, you know what? I don't even fucking like crypto like that. And these companies are getting away with murder. What? Like, people, this new generation, they're all about like altruism, even if it makes no sense because they're all about not having values at all, right? Nothing's good or bad. Everything's just perfect. But with that, I can imagine someone working at M3, a young analyst or something, whoever puts all this together, you got to remember, these are the lower people on the rungs of the ladder. It's the people on the upper echelons that just sign off after the work's done. But to actually put the work together, to put these spreadsheets together, to put a PowerPoint together, somebody in their early 20s, intern possibly, or freaking entry-level employee, maybe mid-level, are the ones doing the PowerPoint. They're the ones actually creating it. So I can see someone young or someone in that mindset of they're just doing this wrong. I cannot believe they're doing something with FTX and they're not telling everyone. This is wrong. I can see one of them being like, you know what? I'll put my job on the line. This shit has to come out. It has to leak. And boom, here we are today. That's the tinfoil hat. I got it. I'm back in the. I got a game. I got a tinfoil hat for the game now. There we go.
Oh yeah, I forgot my tinfoil toboggan in the room. But yeah, this case along with all the other ones, bankruptcy, they stink. I mean, it just reeks of corruption or of inadequacy. It just stinks. Get it out here. It's terrible because most of these people, they are supposed to be, like you said, the smart people in the room, and they are no smarter than most of retail at this point.
There we go. S1 Dub. So y'all really think that SBF thought of all of this on his own? Not that guy. That's why some of the names of his associates have been withheld. No, I'm with you. I read it wrong, but the fact that he didn't testify, that was everything. The fact that they scooped him up before, he about to go,
Yeah,
get him.
Before he started, he already talking too much. Yeah, so you don't want to get him on the stand. They asked the wrong question. He can't perjure himself, so it would have been over for a lot of people.
Yeah, for real. All right, new Celsius token may be used to repay creditors is being reported. What's going on with this Celsius token? And Celsius is supposed to be bankrupt as well. So is this the rebrand? Like, hey, shame to the crypto community. And these aren't the real crypto folks. These are more like the grifters. Shame to the grifters in the community. You all used to wait at least 2 or 3 years before you rebranded this something else. Like the nuts on y'all these days. I mean, you literally got people coming off of FTX like, yeah, we got a new company we about to start this week. It's like, what? Y'all not waiting? So with Celsius, it's like, why Celsius, Terra Luna? Like, again, this is what I talk about by these tokens and these projects can still be tradable or have potential because of their communities and because of something like things Zay and I were talking about before the show, where just for whatever reason, people pledge blind allegiance to other people or other platforms. And it looks like Celsius might be one of them. But yeah, how is this happening? How are they back in the news? What's going on with Celsius?
Oh, man. So the Celsius token may be used to repay creditors. It's suggested that the token could be part of a reorganization that would turn Celsius into a publicly traded U.S. regulated company. So lose billions of customers' money. Just become a publicly traded U.S. regulated company. Do it like the rest of us. You just did it in the wrong industry. So
Basically.
this is the solution they came up with. They may issue its own token to repay creditors. This is a report from Bloomberg that cites a video court hearing as the source of its information. Celsius attorney Ross M. Quastenite told the court that the firm is negotiating with its creditors on how to relaunch the platform and adequately pay them back. I mean, come on. No.
Issue a new token to creditors as part of a payout.
Which is, bro, I don't want your new shit coin that's going to be worth nothing in probably less than 30 minutes, because as soon as it hits the exchange, everybody's selling. So it's going to be basically, it's going to be no uptimes on the exchange. People aren't going to be able to sell fast enough. And then when people can't get out a certain amount, they're going to be like, well, I couldn't get my amount back. Well, we gave you the tokens for it. That's your fault. Like, what in the world? But looking at some of the numbers, digging into it, users, according to January 24th, report, a statement, Celsius Network intends to become publicly traded and use third-party services to ensure that it complies with U.S. financial regulations. I'm sure that includes the SEC. Users may be able to withdraw up to $7,500 worth of claims or 95% of the total, whichever amount is smaller. So basically, if you have more than $7,500 in there, you are royally fucked. You are not getting that money back, because at most you're going to get a shit coin that you can resell. And if you have more than 7,500, doesn't look like you're getting that back, man. And the new token would cover, I mean, again, 95% of the total or whichever is smaller. Like, come on, dog. Like, this is what they're doing with these companies that have basically took all this money and lost it. And like I said, I tell people all the time, if you're going to do crime, do it big, because for some reason they look out for people that have a lot of money when they do these crimes. Because, I mean, as far as Celsius, doesn't look like anything's going to happen to Mashinsky. Just looks like they're going to have to pay a big fine. And then as far as paying back creditors, what can you do? You can't, I mean, unless people are going to start to tar and feather, like King been saying for years, you're not getting that money back.
Yeah. Again, this is crazy to me that this is even possible, man. It's super disheartening to, again, so many people in this community that work hard, so many developers. I mean, you talking about giving people money, pay the Bitcoin developers. We can't control that shit. We can't make more money off it. Like, so I don't know. It's just I mean, honestly, it's just disheartening. It's disheartening because it's like, it's so much good stuff going on in this space, and they keep rewarding the people who are literally fucking up this space and doing the very antithesis of why this space was created. Maybe not why people are coming and staying, but the reason why it was created. This is it. I mean, honestly, people, again, this is why one more time, this is why all this shit doesn't work. Because it's not meant to be programmed and used like this. Like, you are literally saying that, I don't know, like, y'all basically saying like a calculator isn't working, but you're trying to use a calculator to eat spaghetti with. It's like, bro, it wasn't meant to eat spaghetti with. Like, just do your math problems. Yeah, but you eat, I can use that as a plate, spaghetti, or maybe, bro, just do math problems. So yes, crypto and all this, when you talk about exchange, it was not meant to be on exchange. It's supposed to be peer-to-peer, all right? Bottom line. So yes, there will always be issues with exchange. There will never not be a day where there's no issues with exchanges, because it was not meant to be used through exchange. So there will always be an issue there. Lending in CDFI always will be an issue, because it's CDFI. It was not meant to be C of the DeFi part of it. Or will always be issues, people. So to me, is like, not only is like the Rome projects being put to the forefront and stuff, but it's not even wrong because they're like wrong just off the strength of them failing, which they did, but they're also wrong from a technical perspective. It's like, it's not even meant to fit into this box here. It's like, so I don't know. It's just super disheartening and annoying to keep seeing like these same companies come back to life. I mean, listen, I can't wait until Monaco. Sorry. I can't wait until crypto.com reneges on that Staples Center naming. Oh my goodness. I've told enough people in LA, they're going to look at me like a genius. I can't wait. You all wait for it. Maybe another 2-3 years. Once crypto.com, if they can make it out the next happening. Yeah, if they can make it out the next happening, they're good. But if they don't make it out the next happening, they're not going to make it out. And that name's going to be different. So,
can't wait. Go ahead and rebrand it to the Kobe Bean Bryant Stadium. And we can go ahead and go back to the good old glory days of the Lakers. That's why we're losing, because it's Crypto.com stadium. We won a championship, and then they got Crypto.com. It's been downhill ever since. Anthony Davis' ankles can't stay together. He got, I don't know, he need to put some real tape on them ankles. Stop using the mask tape.
You talk about some altcoin projects that have blind followers, and you hexicans are the ones. Like when you all say stuff like unaffected, you do realize you guys are down like 94%, right? What do
Nobody's
y'all
unaffected.
like? What do you mean unaffected? Like again, every hexican, feel free to call in live with a video on, because at this point, I swear the majority are bots under the same account, because you all cannot be like that. I don't even know the words. I don't want to make fun of you and call you a name, but like agnostic maybe. I don't know, like something, but you guys are definitely down 94, 90-something% like many other projects. So come on, like, man. This is why people get away from the crypto community right there. Dogecoin to $1. Hexkin is doing great right now. It's like, no to both. What do you mean, bro? We got the numbers in front of us. You know that, right? Like, you do realize the numbers are literally in front of us. It's kind of crazy. All right. Go.
I would say, well, when you make money your religion, you end up with religious zealots, and that's sort of what we have with certain people with certain chains and certain coins and projects. Some people believe in it so much they're willing to go down with the ship. I understand. There's a lot of Bitcoiners willing to go down with the ship, so I'm not surprised at other people. I am surprised at the lack of fundamentals that it takes to be a zealot, but I'm not surprised at certain people.
Hey, it made me money before. It must be real. That's all that matters. All right.
Must work.
Must work. It made me money. If I pay the bill with it, it works, brother. Trust me. All right. Arizona lawmakers seek to make crypto a tax-exempt property. That's what I'm talking about. Arizona said,
we're not gonna take it.
Should the bill pass the legislature, I can never say that word proper, Arizona voters will decide whether virtual currency is tax exempt as part of a November 2024 ballot measure. Again, I want to remind everyone, the hilarity of all this is that it wasn't even real in 2016. This was still fake shit, and it was for criminals. And now we're deciding whether it should be taxes. How about we just leave it the fuck alone? Leave it alone. Don't decide anything. Just leave it alone. It's not there. It's its own individual human. Leave it be. Lawmakers in the Arizona State Senate are considering a bill aimed at having voters decide whether virtual currencies should be exempt from property taxation. And legislation introduced in the first session of the Arizona State Senate in 2023, Senators Wendy Rogers, Sonny Borelli, and Justine Wadsack proposed having, I know why you're a Senator Wadsack, couldn't be nothing else, that name, proposed having Arizona residents declare on amending the state's constitution in regard to property taxes. Should the measure pass the legislature, voters could choose in November 2024 to make virtual currency, specifically tokens that are not a representation of the United States dollar or a foreign currency, tax exempt, as it should be. And it shouldn't be a property. I hate how they keep saying it's property, but it's like, I can give you a fucking CSV of transactions. That's just stop telling me it's property when I'm one of those people who actually use it to spend. Under Arizona's constitution, all federal, state, county. Really quick, can you imagine that? Could you imagine, like, what else can you just rename and say is not? Oh, maybe your gender. Boom, boom, boom. Trigger alert. All right, we'll go back. Let's go back to the story. I take it back. Maybe you can just rename things and say it's something different. That's not money. That's food. You can eat it, but I can't. But you can. Under Arizona's constitution,
maybe you identify as.
Right, I identify as food, but I'm money. You're right. There we go. Okay. Under Arizona's constitution, all federal, state, county, and municipal property are tax exempt, as are public debts, many household goods, and certain stocks of raw or finished materials, unassembled parts, work in process, or finished products. Data from the Arizona Secretary of State indicates that there are more than 4 million registered voters in the election of 2022, slightly leaning toward Republican. So they're thinking this does have a possibility to actually get through. One of those things where it's not needed, but of course it'd be good to have, and hopefully other states will follow. But if this is kind of going to be the direction we're going with a state-by-state basis, I mean, we can kind of see the same states, Texas, Florida, Nevada, the Arizonas. We already kind of know where they're going to do freedom, and then we'll see the states like California, New York, and some of these other blue ones are trying to be blue ones, say things such as, no, we need to tax it, it needs to be property, and everyone and the county needs to know how much crypto you have. That's kind of my thought on it. What about you?
Yeah, well, at this point, I think that most of the states, like you said, Alaska, Florida, New Hampshire, Nevada, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Washington, Wyoming. They're
Oh,
all
they named. I
looking.
didn't even know they named. I didn't
Yeah,
look down further. Than
yeah,
hilarious.
they literally these are all Colorado Governor Jared Polis, good guy as well. They're offering 0% capital tax gains, and they're trying to make sure that Bitcoin isn't taxed as property. So they're basically trying to set it up so that people who use Bitcoin can have the freedom that Bitcoin was created for. And in my opinion, that gives them less work. Why would you try and implement a whole new tax bill or try some sort of tax implementation with Bitcoin? It doesn't make any sense. It's just more work for you. And like you said, just leave it alone, let it be, and we'll all be good.
Yeah. And we're coming up on time here. So yeah, last thing I was gonna say is same thing. They're creating more work, thinking they're gonna get more money, but in reality, like this is where the craft of power, people, that book I mentioned, like how you actually run a nation. I'll end it with like this has to do with running a nation, what the government is doing. It actually isn't about the money they'll make or the taxes and all that. What it is about is, hey, here's a way to create 50,000 jobs overnight, and I can run for election on that platform and get elected. And the way I'm going to create those jobs is by saying, hey, we need to tax crypto, so we need to hire more IRS agents, which we just did, 80,000 new jobs. So even though we're taxing all that money we're going to make, we're actually not going to make it as a government. We're still going to be in debt, but we're just going to pay the people we selected to find other humans and tax them. Like literally that's what's happening. So all the money they'll get from taxing crypto and all these protections and shit that they're going to build, what's protections? More regulators getting hired to oversee a market. All they're literally doing is putting more people to work and keeping people busy and making sure people fuck with other people's personal business, which they shouldn't be doing. But at the end of the day, it's literally not doing anything but making noise and making more confusion. But again, I understand if you're a leader of a country, this is what you do to make sure motherfuckers don't get bored and think about to themselves, why do we only have two political parties? Huh. Yeah. Exactly. Let's tax some crypto and put some y'all got too much free time right now. Too much time to think. Put them to work. So in reality, we actually know what's the reason behind a lot of these, but we have to have some fun and throw in the tinfoil hats. Bitcoin say, you got any last messages?
Another for me, just that I'm about to identify as a 65-year-old so I can start getting Social Security. Let's get it.
Hey, for real, I'm going to listen. I'm about to start identifying as a few of the things. All right, I'm tired of this.
You can identify as disabled, get disabled. You can identify as a 65-year-old, get Social Security. I can identify as a single mother, and I can get some free government benefits. I can identify as whatever.
You actually, actually, bro, break the algorithm for us. You could be a single mother right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I can identify as a woman.
No, you are a single mother.
I'm a strong single mother. And
all right, we're done. All right, this is it.
Housing, employment. Let's just identify as whatever, because they're gonna try to identify Bitcoin as whatever it is, and it doesn't matter.
Oh, I like this. Humney, I identify as multiple people. That's right. I identify as multiple people, and I'm a dependent on myself. All right, with that being said, we know you love this crypto show. Smash that like and share, or click that thumbs down. We haven't had one of those in a while. We will see you all tomorrow with some more news. Cheers.